Hello, and welcome back to our holiday countdown Coach Spotlight series. I'm Kari Langkamp, and I have with me today Mick Scott, who I met actually through your wife, I believe, who was someone who I had worked with in her coach certification process. She is also a coach, financial money related, and does amazing work there. And then Mick participated in one of my programs, and I just was blown away by your introspection and thoughtfulness and then your results too, right? I think maybe surprised you a little bit too. I'm not sure. I was not surprised. I knew from the start that you were going to meet and exceed your plan. So, um, and you work with a wide range of ages. So I would love for you to just share what you do, what brought you to this, and whatever you feel like you want to give us information wise.
Sure. Well, thanks for inviting me to this
Oh,
conversation,
you're
Gary.
welcome.
And yeah, shout out to you and your work and your program, which was so powerful, powerful and easy. It was like really easy to participate in and also easy to produce the results through, you know?
All
Um,
tied to your own thinking, right? I just gave us the space and then we focused on making it easy. So
yes,
easy.
yeah. Well, that space is incredibly important. So that's what I think is probably the thing that I offer people most is space. Um, My clients currently range in age from 13 to 72. And I coach couples, mostly individuals. And most of my clients are adults. I've got a couple one-on-one teen clients, but I also have a teen program that I created. It's called the Mind Mastery Experience. And I just ran another one a couple days ago at a school. And yeah, I've been a high school teacher for almost 20 years, and I've been doing transformational work in different capacities and coaching in different capacities for almost as long. Actually, transformational work longer than I've been a teacher. And then I started coaching around the time I started teaching in just different ways. And in getting like sitting down, I was in doing something and then sitting down to talk with you. Now I had this moment of nervousness, like, oh, what am I gonna say about who it is I am and what it is I do? And in that moment, I just had this like inner relaxation, and then just the concern, the nervousness moved up and out, the concerns moved beyond, and I was just sitting in the space of peace. And that I think is one of the most powerful things people get out of working with me is a transformed relationship to their mind, their body, their emotions, who they are as a being who acts in the world. And what's underneath of it for all of us really is a fundamental sense of peace, joy, love, whatever these things are, inspiration, enthusiasm. It's like the fundamental aspects of what it is to be alive and to be human. We all have them. It's just as we get older, we pile crap on top of it, right? We create these identities as a way of navigating the obstacles we've experienced. And so out of working with me, both in the one-on-one sense and then also in the group work I do with teens and I've done it with educators and other adults, is not in a battle, not in a fight, but to gently navigate like the source of those obstacles for ourselves in such a way that we can complete them.
Yeah.
There's certain things like things, example I like to give is when I was 4, I almost drowned in the ocean with an undertow. And so anxiety for me always shows up as an expression of that moment when I was 4. So there's certain things that will be with us for a long time. It's like so embedded in our nervous system and so embedded in our experience of life and what we think life is that it does take time. But who we are in relationship to that healing and integration process, to me, is everything.
Yeah.
So what clients get out of working with me is a transformed relationship between who we really are, the true self, and then all these aspects of our experience, the identity or the fears or the emotions, the head, the heart, the body, all of it, right? Yeah, that happens in the one-on-ones and the group stuff. And I also and to go back to that point about creating space is that to me, creating space is so incredibly important. It's like in the space that we create, there's a room for that stuff to come out and get expressed. And as we express it in different ways, it's not just in the words, but as we express it, we get to see it differently.
Yeah.
And there's like a magic, the event on Saturday, there's just this magical moment where there's just like this dead silence as I introduce this idea and I'm working one-on-one and the group's kind of participating, where we get down to an experience of who we really are beneath all of the stuff. And really, I think that transformation is learning to live from that place, not learning to live, not continuing to live in reaction from the default of these ways of being we've created or these ways of thinking,
Yeah.
but like accessing that fundamental underneath layer.
Yeah.
And
And that it's safe to do that, right?
yes,
Like that's
yeah,
part of the gift of what you do is giving people a safe space
mm,
to explore that, I think, without,
yeah,
right, because I think we keep those layers over us because it feels scary and dangerous.
yeah.
And I
That's
think
why
we
they're
all
there.
experience that in our own coaching personal journeys, right? Like I think about your journey through the program and your willingness to peel back those layers
Yeah,
and get to that space is
yeah,
so powerful and so
yeah,
helpful, right?
yeah. Thank you.
So for you
Yeah,
to
I
hold
like.
that for others is an
Yeah,
incredible,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And that's a very good way of saying it. There's this fundamental distinction I work with in my day long with the teens. It's the distinction between living life in the stands versus being on the court.
Yeah,
And to me, the only difference between being in the stands versus being in the court is willingness, right? Our willingness to engage, our willingness to begin to relate to life in a different way.
yeah,
And yeah, it can be scary, right? But that's what the fear tells us is that it's scary. So
right.
ultimately, it's like, well, how could I create a relationship to life, the world, the universe, other people, even myself, in a way where I get that the fear isn't out there. The fear is never out there. The fear is always in here. And since it's always in here, maybe it's made up, you
Yeah,
know? Maybe there's another way of engaging. But yeah, that willingness I think is so powerful.
yeah.
Willingness is the step from being in the stands to being on the court and the things that matter to us, you
Yeah,
know?
and that willingness, I think about kind of one of our themes that as we all together transposed, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, as we made our way through our 4 months together was right. This willingness doesn't have to be 110%, 100% of the time.
Yes.
It's
It's a
these,
moment.
yeah, these moments of courage, right? These, I think you are the one who talked about it in 20 seconds of bravery, right?
Right.
Can I be willing to get off the stands and
Yes.
step into it a little bit more, a little bit
Yes.
more, a little bit more?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it's funny because it does seem like, for me at least, that the bravery, the courage, it's like, no, I got to turn this on and stay there when
yeah,
that's not actually the case. Usually it's like for a moment, 3 seconds,
yeah,
right? Can I be brave enough to just start talking, to just open my mouth or to just move in that direction?
yeah,
And once we go, like life has its momentum. It helps carry us, you
right.
know? There is this I had a children's this is another area that I think is one of my strengths in working with people is when I was a kid, I was like 9 or something. I had this, I think I told you the story. I had this children's Bible, right? And one of the stories that I just loved was like Moses, God speaks to Moses and like, Moses, go to Pharaoh and tell him to let my people go. And Moses is like, no, 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 I can't do that. Like, ask my brother, he's the talker. And God's like, don't worry about what you'll say, just show up and open your mouth, you know? And to me, that's what life, spirit, whatever is always, it's just always there. It's always growing, it's always wanting to move. It's just, are we willing to open our mouths? Are we willing to just move in the direction that life is nudging us?
Yeah,
And that's all it really takes. Life is there. It's got our back.
yeah,
We will be okay.
yeah,
Like life is fundamentally whole and complete and perfect. It's like another analogy I like is if we cut our arm, yes, it's helpful if we put like a salve on it or some ointment or something, it'll help it heal. But really, the body, if we don't do anything, it'll heal on its own. We just got to keep it clean.
yeah,
So most of us with the areas where we've got traumas and pain, the reason it doesn't heal on its own is because we keep picking at it. We keep scratching it, or sometimes we toss salt in it, where the
right.
people in our lives do, and we don't know how to clean it,
Yeah,
right? But life is naturally healing. And so that's a part of it. When we have the space and the safety, all of a sudden that healing process gets to work on its own. We don't have to force it. We
Yeah.
just got to give it some room, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. And I'm imagining, right? I'm not in all of your client sessions, but knowing from sessions I've coached, right, that that may look similar yet very different
Yes,
depending on who you are talking to in
totally.
any session,
Yeah,
right?
right.
And it's just a matter of being present with
Yes,
what is there for you and your client and whoever is in front of you.
yes,
That space may look a little different each time, but it's so
yes,
powerful.
exactly. I like to call that tuning my being,
Mm,
right? Like I'm tuning my being to the person I'm with. And tuning my, and it's true. It's like it's a level of listening. So listening and engaging with the other. And what I notice is that any place that I'm blocked in my willingness to actually listen and engage with someone, I'm also blocked internally.
right,
So my external listening practice becomes a practice to listen internally too, and vice versa. So my meditation, where I'm really engaging with these parts of myself that I think I know, but maybe I don't know as well as I could. If I engage with it from a place of curiosity and bring some wonder into it, it's like that meditation time on the pillow also gets to show up in my conversations with people, my
yeah,
being with people, because I'm tuning my being to openness, you know?
yeah,
And for me, it's love. You know, so who I am is a commitment to being unconditionally in love with life. And that includes you and the computer, the things I see, the things I feel, the things I think, all of it. It's all included to me, you know, or at least that's the game I'm playing. It's
yeah,
not always the experience, but it's a
yeah,
game I'm playing.
yeah. It's a practice, right?
Right, right.
And in that case, like we may not be 100% all of the time, but I
Yeah.
do think, right, the coaches I know oftentimes will say, right, when we're present with our clients, we walk away with as much learning as they do.
Yes.
And I think that is because of exactly what you're describing. When we show up for love for everyone in the story,
Hmm.
everyone involved, that includes us as the
Hmm.
coach, right? And it just opens up space
Hmm.
for all kinds of awareness to
Yeah.
like file in and open things up for us to see that we might not have otherwise. And
Yes.
you do a beautiful job of holding that, I think, in every
Mm.
conversation. So,
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
yes.
Thank you. It's such a, I don't know, it's a profound opportunity to coach, you know,
Mhm.
to be able to engage authentically, like authentic, real conversations. It's like the first time I ever witnessed it, I was like, yes, this is how life is meant to be for humans,
Yeah.
you know, to be with people, right? Just at all is a gift, let alone to be with them in a way where we're just like intentionally stepping into a realm and a space of authenticity, you know, and possibility. It's just there's like no greater privilege I can imagine,
Yeah.
you know?
And as you say that, I'm thinking, right, that space of authenticity, right? I think that's why coaching it can be on anything, right?
Hmm.
For one client, it might be their relationship and whatever that is that they're coming in for, right? That's sort of the like just entryway,
Yeah, it's a
right?
trailhead, I like to call it.
Yeah, right. Like it's opening up for growth in all areas,
Yeah,
just as a human in your
exactly.
experience. So,
Right. Yeah, because while we might like to think of our lives as compartmentalized, that's just an illusion. You know,
yeah,
we are one self that shows up everywhere, you
yeah,
know?
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, I consider it a trailhead. Whatever's up, that's our trailhead into the self, into the soul, into the awakening, into the fulfillment, into the full self-expression, you
yeah.
know?
It's a great way to think about that. Yes,
Yeah.
that
Thank
analogy.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, thanks for
And
this conversation.
yes, you are welcome. Is there anything else you want to share? It could be holiday related or not, or do you want to tell us about where people can find you and find out more
Um,
about working with you?
Well, find me, you know, Instagram, new site coach, SIGHT, and my name's Mick Scott. The
And I
only
will
thing I
include
want
all
to
of that
offer,
below here
yeah,
so
you'll
they've got that too. Yep.
right. The only thing I want to offer about the holidays is that, and this is a bold statement I'm going to make, and I haven't yet found it to be false.
Mm,
All right, which is stress is optional.
yeah,
Every time I step into stress, in some way I'm choosing it. Maybe not consciously, but subconsciously, right?
right.
And stress itself is just an expression of fear. Stress is an adult way of saying, I'm scared, right? And so when we actually listen to the stress, it's like, all right, what's this telling me? What is it I'm scared of? It always can put us in touch with what we're committed to,
Yeah.
right? So the only thing I offer is that as we go into the holidays, some people find it stressful, or there's whatever. That's the only thing that came to mind to speak to. Is that
Yeah.
remember that stress in some ways is a choice, and it's the body and the mind and the heart telling us like, hey, you care about something. What is that thing?
Yeah.
Let's get back in touch with that. Because
And
screw whether you're looking right or whether the meal works out or blah blah blah, presents, blah blah blah. It's like, what are you really committed to? What is it you're
yeah.
really interested in? You
Yeah, and
know?
I love that, right? Like I was going to pop in and say this before, right? It's this underlying curiosity that we're
Yes.
wanting to bring, right? Like, what
Yeah,
is
yeah,
it? What am I
exactly.
really stressed about here? What am I really trying to take care of myself around, right? There's some
Yes.
emotion I don't want to feel. There's something here, but if I don't ask it, I just stay in stress mode.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm not a Christian, right? I was raised Christian, but so many of the quotes I have are Christian. The one that just popped into my mind was Jesus said, like, unless you're like the little children, you can't get into the kingdom of heaven.
Mm,
And I view heaven as a state of being, a state of mind, and it's possible for all of us. Um, and little children, it's like, yeah, curious,
yeah.
wondrous. They don't walk around like they know everything, or most of them don't. Some
Yeah.
do,
Yeah.
right? But
Depends
yeah,
on
that
what age
factor.
that we're talking
Yeah,
about.
exactly. But I'm talking little children, not the teenagers.
Yes. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
There's an innate curiosity about
Yes.
the world and about life.
Right.
And if we
Right.
can just start to bring even just a sliver more of that, and that I think that's the
Yes.
power of working with a coach who can help you pull in some of that curiosity in a safe space.
Yes.
Right. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Beautiful. Well, thank you.
Thank you so much for joining me today. It's always a pleasure to talk with you. And I leave every
Likewise.
conversation with you feeling like, yeah, I've got another question to ask or something to think about. So,
Yeah. Great. Great.
yes, yes. And I will
Yeah.
share all of your information so everyone can find you. So,
All
thank
right.
you.
Sounds great. Happy
Yeah.
holidays to
Yes,
you. I
you
appreciate
too.
getting your emails too.
Oh,
And
thank you. Thank
yeah.
you. Yay.
All right. See you, Carrie.
Yes, thank you.